this land evolved with fire, and without fire you can't get the same type of restoration as you would with just using weeding and mowing and a lot of the other things that we see more of today.
Well, the ultimate mission of the district is to restore all its lands to its natural habitat and existence.
We are dealing with a landscape that evolved with fire. And so in order for these plants that we have here to thrive, then we need to be using that as a tool.
So the combination of stimulating the native grasses, getting rid of trees, and keeping them from getting a foothold, and then getting rid of the invasive species that we're constantly trying to fight are the three major reasons that you can fire.
Austin, we're pretty much going to be lighting head fire now, head to left.
Since it was a historical part of the landscape and it's been missing for so long, we have to use it now more than it would have been utilized in the past in order to help these areas recover.
Is it safe? Yes, if you do it right, it's very safe. In fact, we try a prescribed burn. It's a prescribed fire that is done somewhat scientifically. We're lucky here at the Forest Preserve. We have a lot of natural fire breaks already cut with trails and roads and paved areas. And with that, it's easier to stop it, it's easier to start it.
We burn probably a little over half of our acreage every year, probably 60%, which is anywhere from about 700 to 1,000 acres a year.
You have to use balance. You don't burn it all at once. You leave some areas for cover behind, and you try not to burn the same area every year.
We're getting fire onto all of our habitat once every 2 years, which is a good schedule. If we can continue with that schedule, then we know that we're going to help these things recover at a quicker rate. Forest Preserve is set up in order to protect our natural areas and to carry out conservation and restoration. And so if we want to carry out the mission of making our natural areas as good as they can possibly be with as much diversity as they can have and sustain, then we have to use fire because it was a historical part of the landscape. And so since we know that, we obviously have to implement it, otherwise we're not doing our jobs right.
It's an awesome tunnel. I can't hear it at all, but it's 200 foot tall. It's awesome. Everybody film that. Don, you got your camera out?